Let's start on our backs using 2 blocks or blankets and pillows underneath your ribs and the base of the skull so that your head is higher than your heart. Now feel free to pause the video to get yourself set up. Your legs can be organized any way that you are comfortable. Feet wide, knees falling together, butterfly position, or if your lower back is good with it, you can extend the legs straight out in front. Allow your arms to open up to your sides, shoulder height, palms flipped upward. As you lay here, take a mental check-in and see how you're feeling right now, physically, emotionally, and energetically.
And take notice without judgment, just a simple observation. And although the mind is focused on the breath, it's okay to listen to the sounds around you, to feel the things that are touching your skin. If you need to take a deep breath or yawn, allow yourself to do so. Gradually start to deepen your breath. Allow your eyes to blink open, although you can keep the eyelids heavy. Slide your hands down to your legs. And with your hands, slowly close the legs so they're coming up to a parallel position. Just let yourself stay here for a few breaths. From here, to come off of the blocks, roll onto your right side, using your arms to support you. It's okay if the blocks slip out from underneath you, and then you can gently move them with your hands. Once the blocks are out of your way and off of your mat, roll yourself onto your spine. We'll take a brief Shavasana, just to allow the spine to reacclimate. Start to send some energy through your fingers and your toes, maybe clenching them a little bit and releasing them just to get the blood flowing. Flexing the ankles, rolling the wrists. And get the knees and the elbows involved. And the shoulders and the hips. And give yourself a nice long stretch. Arms overhead. And then gently hug the knees in towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side. From here, roll onto one side. Use your hands to help you. And sit yourself up. Let's come right into child's pose. Moving from a nice open position to now one that's a little bit more introverted. Letting yourself rest. Start to energize the arms. Engage the hands down into your mat, lengthening through the arms. On your next inhale, lift the eyes, looking towards your fingers, and let's slide forward onto the belly. Hands move underneath the shoulders. We'll take a few cobras here. Inhale, lifting up. Nice small baby cobra to start. And then exhale, lower down. Good. Moving through that one more time. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lower. Take the arms now in front, making our Spider-Man hands. So you're on fingertips, elbows are bent. On your inhale, gently press up. Maybe going a little bit higher, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, lowering down. Take the hands around the circumference of your mat so they're more or less in line with the corners. Same thing, pressing down. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Keeping the fingertips active, move the hands down now so they're in line with your shoulders but on the ground itself. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, lower. Good. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, palms flat. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, move through your tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips back first so you have nice length in the spine. Then when you're ready, lift the hips and come into your downward facing dog. You can walk the toes a little closer to your wrists here if you'd like. If you want to get some more movement in the legs, feel free to pedal through. If you are pedaling, come back to your neutral, back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the eyes to the fingers, step or hop the feet forward. Lift the spine halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And from here, let's open the feet up to the width of the mat. So you have a little bit wider stance here. You can bend the knees and let yourself fold forward. Flipping the palms upwards if you'd like, if you want to hold on to the elbows. Really letting the torso drop and release. You can give the head a little shake, yes or no here, to get the neck moving. Little circles, figure eights, whatever makes sense to you. Just let the head dangle around. From here, let the arms release down to the mat. Heel toe the feet back underneath your hips. On your inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And again, inhale, lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press to the legs, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. And inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweeping up. Let's take a half sun salutation. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press through the legs, sweeping up through vertical. Exhale, hands to the heart. Moving through that one more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press through the legs, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Move through a full sun salutation this time. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands down to the mat, step or float back to plank. Lowering down knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here now for 4 or 5 full breaths. Let the shoulders relax, lower belly pulling up and in. Front ribs closing in front of you. This helps to ensure that the spine is long. One more nice full breath. On your next inhale, lift the eyes, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Lift your spine halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press through the legs, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands down, step or float back to plank, and move through knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, staying for about 4 or 5 breaths. On your next inhale, lifting the eyes, step or hop to the top of the mat. Lift the spine halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweeping up through vertical. Exhale, hands to the heart. One full breath with just the arms. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands down, step back with only the left foot coming into your high lunge. Then gently lower the knee for low lunge. Front knee tracks over the toes. Inhale, walk the hands up to the thigh. Exhale, release the shoulders. Nice light touch with those fingers on the leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up and back. Take a nice back bend. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to your plank and take a vinyasa. Inhale the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through. Find your low lunge on the other side. As you inhale, bring the hands to the thigh. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Inhale, sweep the arms, small back bend. Or a big one, whichever one you're feeling. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step the back foot forward, Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll go through that again. If you'd like to go to high lunge this round, feel free. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands down, the right foot comes back this time. Optional, low lunge or high lunge, either one. Inhale as you lift your hands up. Exhale, release your shoulders down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, back bend, size of choice, small or big. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. Take a full breath in your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg goes up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through. Low or high lunge. Inhale as the hands walk up to the thigh. Exhale, release the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms up and back bend. Exhale, hands to the mat, back foot steps forward, Uttanasana, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to the heart. One full breath with the arms here. Okay, walk the inner edges of the feet together. We'll move into chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, belly scoops in, weight into the heels. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more breath. Inhale, extending the arms. Exhale, hands to the heart, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands down, step or float back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking the right leg now, inhale it up and back, three-legged dog. Foot floats all the way up to the ceiling. Open the hips so the right is stacked over the left. Then bend the top knee, heel falls to the sit bone. Twisted three-legged dog. Nice strong energy through the arms. Belly is still lifting up and in. Enjoy the twist. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, thigh comes in towards the chest. Step it through. We'll come into warrior one. Back heel flips down and in. Inhale as you rise up. Good. On your exhale, leave the legs as they are. Let the arms float down and back. Inhaling as you lift up. Exhale, palms together. Pull the abdominals together as the hands come down. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart, belly and ribs pull together. One more time. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time, shift the weight forward, coming towards warrior three. Letting the back leg float up once you have your balance. Nice, steady breath. From here, gently step back halfway on your mat for Parsvottanasana. You have about a stride of space between your heels. Hands come behind, wrists, forearms, or if you can do reverse prayer, feel free. Just want to make sure that your shoulders can stay nice and broad. Keeping your hips square to the front, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll down. Enjoy the opening of the hamstring behind the knee, perhaps the calf muscle as well. On your inhale, lift the spine halfway up. Exhale, twisted triangle. So you can use a block here if you would like to. If you want to use the block, bring it to the inside of the front foot. Left hand will come down, inside or more challenging, outside of the front foot. From here, keep the spine nice and long so the crown of the head keeps reaching over the front edge of your mat. When you exhale, twist to the right, opening your heart to the right. The back hand can stay on your lower back or it can extend upward, up to you, however your shoulder is comfortable. Imagine both your sit bones shooting straight back towards the wall. One more full inhale. As you exhale, bring the eyes and both hands down to the mat. You can move the block out of your way. Find your way into plank. And Vinyasa. East chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Let the heel float all the way up to the ceiling, opening the hips. Top knee bends for the twisted three-legged dog. Left knee points up towards the ceiling. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through, warrior one. Inhaling as you rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Taking our same movement with the arms. Inhale as they reach up and back. Exhale, palms together. Abdominals, torso pulls into one. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, pull it all together. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart, starting to shift forward now. Coming into your warrior three. Letting the back leg float up when you're ready. From here, gently step halfway back on your mat for Parsvottanasana. Hands come behind, wrists, forearms, or reverse prayer. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll down. If your arms are in reverse prayer, try to press the heels of the hands together. And a nice way to help that is to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Brings all of the arm closer together, if that makes any sense. On your inhale, lift your spine about halfway up. Exhale, release the hands, will come into twisted triangle. You can use a block again if you'd like to. Right hand comes down inside or outside of the front foot. Inside will be more of a modification. Outside will be more challenging. Be mindful that you're not looking towards the back wall. Keep the spine long. You want both sides of the waist to be equal. Nice steady breath. Take one more nice full inhale. As you exhale, the eyes and the hands come down to the mat. Move the block out of your way. Find your way to plank. And take your vinyasa. Press back, either child's pose or downward facing dog. Your choice. True to my fashion, we will repeat that and add things on, or add things in. If you are in child's pose and you're ready to move on, make your way into your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the hips, find your twisted three-legged dog. Maybe going a little deeper this time into the twist, pushing the hips forward. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Inhaling as you rise up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms back. Exhale, palms come together, pull the torso together as well. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, pull it all together. One more time. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart, coming into your warrior three, shifting the weight, letting the back leg float. Now, because we've done twisted triangle, we can take a twisted half moon balance here. It's an option. You can always stay in warrior three. So what that means is that the left hand will come down under the shoulder. If you don't have a block handy, it's fine. Just reach for the ground and bend the standing knee. Back leg stays active. Open the chest to the right. Right arm can extend or stay on the waist. We'll skip Parsvottanasana. From here, gently step halfway on the back and come right into your twisted triangle, bringing the left hand to the inside or outside of the foot. Keeping the hips as square as you can, both sides of the waist equally long. From here, eyes and fingers come down. We're going to shift our weight forward one more time for standing split. Letting the back leg float up. Nose to the knee. From here, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step the feet together. Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Let the head drop. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down to the mat. Step or float back to plank. Take a vinyasa or just press back to downward facing dog, wherever your energy lies. On your next inhale, left leg comes up and back. Twisted three-legged dog, bending the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through. Warrior one. Inhaling as you rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweeping the arms back. Exhale, pull it all together. Inhale, opening the chest, opening the heart. And exhale, pull it together. One more time, inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart, start to shift forward, warrior three. Option to stay here or twisted half moon balance. Right fingertips will float down under the shoulder. Twist at the waist, opening the heart to the left. Left arm can come to the hips or up in the air. Bring your eyes back down towards the mat. Gently step halfway back, twisted triangle, shifting the weight, bringing that right hand to the inside or outside of the front foot. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist if you've come untwisted. On your next exhale, eyes and all 10 fingers come forward for standing split. Shifting your weight forward. The hands have to reach a little bit far forward from the toes so that you can catch your balance. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, step the feet together, Uttanasana, forward fold. You can bend the knees here if you'd like to. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down to the mat, step or float back to plank. Vinyasa, downward facing dog. And take rest here. If you'd like to move into child's pose, you're welcome to. If you're in child's pose and you're ready to move on, gently tuck the toes and come into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the eyes towards the fingers, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Lift the spine halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Bring the inner edges of the feet together. We'll come into chair pose, bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Make sure your weight is back in your heels. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart and twist to the right. So you can either take your hands to the outer hip and thigh, or if your body allows, you can tuck the opposite elbow around, pressing the palms together, finding a nice deep twist. Once you're there, be mindful of the knees. If your left knee is poking forward, shift the left hip back. That imbalance of the knees comes from the hips, not the feet. Inhale, come to center, hands to your heart. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair pose, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart, shift the weight back, and take your twist right away to the left. Finding your connection, either hands or elbow tuck. Being mindful of the knees. Belly is very active here. Inhale, come through center, hands to the heart. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, hands down, step or float back to plank. And move through your Vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. We'll take our twisted three-legged dog once again. Your option is to stay here, or if you'd like to, you can flip into wild thing, letting the top foot gently fall behind you. Right hand releases, lifting the hip and the heart to the ceiling for a back bend. If you flipped your dog, flip it back. Come into your three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your thigh to your chest. Shift forward to plank. Don't put the foot down, though. We're going to come into, I think it's called falling star. So you're going to roll onto the big toe edge of your standing foot. Then the floating foot steps in front of your belly button. Left hand releases up to the ceiling, so it's a bit of a side plank. Make sure that that left foot is secure. Big toe edge or flat foot, whatever your ankle can handle. From here, float it back, three-legged dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, step it through, warrior two. Inhaling as you rise up. Exhale, settling in. Take another breath just to settle into your warrior two. Inhale, rotate the front palm. Exhale, up and back, reverse warrior. Staying nice and deep and strong in the legs. Inhale, coming up through center. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm crosses the thigh, other arm swoops up and over the ear. Keeping the torso stacked on top of the thigh. Opening the heart to the ceiling. Inhaling, coming all the way up through vertical. Straightening the front leg. Rotate the front palm. Exhale, up and back, reverse triangle. Inhaling up through center, exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hips out to the left, right hand down above or below the knee. Inhaling, coming all the way up through vertical. Exhale, rebend, extended side angle, forearm to the thigh. Or if you know this pose deeper and like to go deeper, feel free to. As long as the thigh bone is relatively parallel to the ground, the right hand can float down to the inside or outside of the front foot. You can take a bind here if your shoulders are happy with that. And your choice here, if you'd like to just stay in extended side angle, feel free. If you'd like to go into bird of paradise, or if you would like to go into Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon balance, feel free to move into that. Follow your intuition here. Staying for just a few more breaths. If you're in bird of paradise, gently come down. Press through those legs. Inhale, come all the way up to warrior two. Yeehaw. Exhale, hands to your waist. I know that was a long hold. Sometimes it's nice, though, to hold poses for longer than what we're comfortable with. Straighten the front leg and then turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. We'll move into Prasarita. So turning almost inward, like pigeon-toed. Inhale your arms out to your side to a T. Exhale, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, the chin comes to the chest, the belly scoops and fold forward. Keep your eyes open as you move into this stretch to enjoy the upside down perspective. Bend the knees here if you need to, if the hamstrings or low back are super tight. Weight in the middle of your foot, which could be scary if you're not used to shifting the weight forward. Trust yourself, trust your body. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, release the hands onto your waist or hips. Inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Sometimes coming up from that can cause a little dizziness. Don't move until that has subsided. We're going to make our way to warrior two on the other side from here. So when you're ready, the left leg outwardly rotates, pointing to the back edge of your mat. And adjust the back leg as you need to so that that back heel isn't too far behind you. We don't want it to cross over to the other side, if you will. Hips are still open to the long edge of your mat. Arms extend out to your side, palms down. Nice deep stance. Inhale, rotate the front palm to the ceiling. Exhale, reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Inhaling through center. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm crosses the thigh. Other arm sweeps up and over. Inhaling, coming up to vertical. Exhale where you need to, straighten the front leg. Inhale, rotate the front palm. Exhale, up and back, reverse triangle. Nice strong legs shooting down through the mat. Waistline is long as you can manage on both sides. So we're not looking to crunch the lower back, we're looking to lift the ribs up and out. Inhale through center, exhale, triangle pose, hips out to the right, left hand down above or below the knee. Keeping the body stacked. Inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale, rebend warrior two into extended side angle. Forearm crosses the thigh. Other arm sweeps up and over. And then from here, if you'd like to go deeper, feel free. Make sure that the hips are in line with that front knee before dropping the hand down. Feel free to take this where you would like it to go. going to say this and then I'm probably going to contradict it. But whatever you tried on the first side, try on the second side. Even though the second side tells a different story in the body. Sometimes the hip is tighter or more open. It's nice to at least give it a chance. Just a few more breaths. If you're in bird of paradise, very gently come back down. On your inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Warrior 2, exhale where you need to. Straighten the front leg, bring your hands to your waist. Inwardly rotate that left foot, coming into Prasarita so you're facing the long edge of your mat again. Inhale your arms out to your side to a T. This time we're going to try to grab the big toes. So find your peace fingers, squeeze them together. You're going to fold forward. Keep the head upright so you're not dropping the head quite yet. See if you can yogi toe lock yourself. Once your fingers are around the big toes, let the weight come into your big toe. Wrist is stacked right on top of that same big toe. Bend the knee if you need to make that happen. Elbows point out to the side. Then on an exhale, let the crown of the head come down towards the mat. Eyes stay open. Good. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, hands come to the waist. Inhale, come all the way up through vertical. Exhale, stay here as long as you need to with the breath. From here, turn the heels in so you're outwardly rotated. We're going to move into goddess pose. So I can actually see. So from here, let's bring the arms to a nice 90-degree angle. We'll take a few just to get into. Take an inhale, lifting the belly up and in. As you exhale, sit straight down. Try not to let the pelvis point out behind you. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, rebend. Knees are tracking over the toes. Inhale, lift and lift. Exhale, bend, getting a little deeper. Hips never go lower than the knees. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower with stay this time. Keeping the chest open, shoulder blades pulling together, belly up and in. Feel the fire in your legs. Inhale, straighten all the way up, let the arms release. Turn all the toes to the top of your mat and step up. Shake out the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down to the mat, step or float back to plank. And move through your Vinyasa. Good, taking rest wherever you'd like it to be. Child's pose or down dog. Take one more breath wherever you are. And from here, we'll move into crow pose. So a nice arm balance. If you've never done this before or you haven't been instructed through it before, I will talk through it. If you know where you're going, feel free to go there. So I like to enter from the hips up and the toes in. I take a little bit of an outward rotation, so I'm on my tippy toes. Knees can be soft here. The head stays up and the tail is out, but there's a lot of activity in the abdominals. The elbows bend back like you're doing chaturanga. Knees come as close to the armpits as you can handle. And once you make that connection, start to squeeze the arms to the legs to the arms, and start to shift your weight into the hands. And you can take that shift of weight a few times to feel comfortable. Once you are comfortable in the balance, I like to lift 1 foot at a time. I haven't done this pose in a while, so forgive me if I don't get there. But do keep the head up. When you look down, that's usually where you end up. If you're one of those that likes to jump back from crow, feel free when you're ready. Bend your elbows more. That's why you're not balancing, yeah? Bend them more. When you're finished, you can take a vinyasa here, or you can move into child's pose. If the wrists are a little bit unhappy, let the palms flip upwards. From here, gently roll up so that you're sitting on your heels. And if you'd like to, if it's too much compression on your knees, you can take a block and slide it underneath your sit bones. So we're going to work on the wrists a little bit because we did a lot on them today. So we'll start with an easy massage, squeezing the heels of the hands together, the wrists together. You're going to keep pressure between them and very gently roll. So you're getting all sides of the wrists. Nice gentle rolls. You might not feel a lot, it won't be very intense, but it does get the joints and everything moving around a bit. Take one more rotation in this direction. And then reverse it. Give a gentle shake, both from side to side and forward and back. It might feel a little bit funny to do that. It's nice to give a nice release that way. So we'll do one more thing for the wrists because we've been so much in this direction. Let's flip so that the tops of the hands come down to the mat. Very, very, very gentle. And start to shift a little bit of weight in there. We're not looking for very strong weight on there. Just enough so that you feel sensation. If you need more intensity or you want more, you can bring it in front of you because then you'll have more leverage to move. But we want to be very gentle with the wrists because they are essential to our day-to-day lives. Yeah. Very gently come up. Just rest your hands on your thighs. Don't do anything else with them. Just let them rest. Let the blood flow back through. And give a gentle squeeze and release. Gentle squeeze and release. A few times. Get the strength back in there. All right, since we're already here on our knees, let's move into camel pose. If you want to cushion your knees a little bit more, feel free to take the mat and tri-fold it, and then come up to standing on the knees. I'm going to use a block for this. It's up to you if you would like to or not. It's a nice in-between. So bringing the hands now to the hips, heel the hands on the hip bones, fingers press the flesh down, squeeze the shoulders and the elbows together. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine, then exhale, hinge, pressing the hips forward. Neck can stay long, be mindful not to crunch the back of the neck, or chin to the chest, whatever feels best. On your inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, gently sit on the block or your heels, whatever feels right. We'll do 2 more rounds, going deeper each time. Inhale, coming back up through vertical. Hands come back to the hips. Roll the shoulders and the elbows come together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Hands can stay on the hips, or you can walk the hands back to the block. Keep pressing your energy forward, opening your chest, the front of the body. Nice steady breath. Inhale, bring the chin to the chest, walk the hands back up. Gently sit. Moving now into round 3, coming back up onto the knees. Feel free to do any variation we've done thus far. Final variation will be hands on the heels or the ankles. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, hinging and walking the hands back. Inhale, bring the chin to the chest, walk the hands back up. Exhale, gently sit. Letting the spine do its thing. Everybody's knees are pretty healthy, yes? Yeah? Okay. I'd like to move into hero pose from here, okay? I know that I can't fully do it, so I'll show you the modifications that I take to move into it. So in hero's pose, the heels come just to the outside of the hips, and they settle down towards the mat. Now this might be actually just enough for you if you want to stay here. You may feel a little stretching sensation within the knees. As long as you don't feel pinching, it's okay. Now I use a block here underneath my hips, and from here you'll lengthen. Be mindful that the sit bones shift so that you have length here, and you can walk yourself back. You can lay flat if your body allows you to lay flat. Mine will not. So I'm just letting you know that option is there. You can also take a back bend here if you'd like, coming up onto the elbows. You can also use the block on the medium height, lengthwise like we did in the beginning of class, and rest your spine on that. On your inhale, start to tuck the chin to the chest. Use your hands to help you back up through vertical, moving very slowly, very mindfully. If you have the block behind you, just gently remove it. And make your way up onto hands and knees. We don't want to jolt the body by extending it right away. You're staying in tabletop for a few breaths until you feel some release in the tops of the legs. When you feel ready, tuck the toes and move into downward facing dog. From here, we'll move into dolphin pose, getting an inversion, lowering down onto the forearms, interlacing the fingers. If you're not into this right now, feel free to move into child's pose instead. Then tiptoe the feet closer to your face, bending the knees if the hamstrings are tight. You're looking to stack the hips over the shoulders, but keep the head off the mat. Arms are actively pressing down into the mat. Abdominals are lifting up and in so the belly is hollowed. Now you have an option. You can stay here if you'd like. To get a little deeper into the shoulders, inhale, lift the chin and slide it toward your hands. As you exhale, press back, lifting the hips up and back. Inhaling, shifting forward, chin over the fingers, and then exhale, press back. One more time if you're doing the shifting, inhale forward and exhale back. Gently lower down the knees and take child's pose. It's really nice here to move the hands back by the heels. You can try that if you'd like, to let the shoulders slump and relax. Extend those arms back out in front, engaging the hands down into the mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes and come into our downward facing dog. I just realized that we missed something, and I want us to all be very balanced today, so we're going to tackle it at the moment. Yep. Inhale your left leg up and back, three-legged dog, twist and open. From here, if you'd like to flip your dog into wild things, feel free to do so, especially if you did it earlier. From here, flip it back, three-legged dog. On your exhale, thigh comes to the chest, shift forward to plank without putting the foot down. Roll onto the big toe edge or flat foot of the standing foot, and then the floating foot steps in front of the belly button. Right arm floats up to the ceiling. Bringing both hands down to the mat. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Vinyasa to come back to downward facing dog again. From here, come forward to a seated position. You can float there, crawl there, walk there, any way you'd like to get there. I would hate for you all to be uneven. So, legs extend out in front, sitting up nice and tall. We'll move into our Paschimottanasana. Feel free to slide a block underneath your hips if you'd like, or you can always roll up the mat if that's too high. So sitting up nice and tall, belly scoops up and in. Exhale, fold forward. See if you can relax your shoulders, even though they're somewhat active. Let them relax away from your face. See if you can relax your face itself. Can you let the elbows release a little bit of energy? And just focus on where you need the energy. Send it there. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. So we're going to take the right leg. Let's bring it into a cradle. So you can either hold the foot and the outer thigh, or if you're open enough, you can bring the foot to the crook of the elbow and cradle it like a baby. And give a little rock from side to side. This is a nice, gentle hip opener. From here, bringing it as close to half lotus as you can manage. Heel comes towards the hip. It's okay if it doesn't get all the way up there. Your ankle will poke the thigh, and it will be uncomfortable. It's all good. It's a trigger point, energy line. It will subside over time. Sit up nice and tall. Allow this leg to have a little bit of energy in it. Heel down, toes up. As you exhale, fold forward. If the heel is in full half lotus, it will start to move in towards your intestines. Right? So it helps digestion. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. Let's take the foot now. Move it a little bit closer to your knee. We'll take seated pigeon. Hands come behind. Bending the bottom foot up. For more depth, feel free to move the hips closer to your heel and lift the heart. If this isn't quite enough for you this morning, then walk the bottom foot across and come into fire log or double pigeon, whichever name works for you. If once you're in double pigeon you want more intensity, feel free to fold forward over the legs. But do make sure that your ankle is completely over so that you could roll it around if you needed to. And so make sure it's totally crossed. Yes. If the bottom ankle is bothering you, flex it. It'll lift the ankle bone off the mat. If you're folded forward, gently come back up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. We're going to reverse and come back down the way that we were. We're going to do bow and arrow pose. This isn't one that I do often, but it's kind of fun. I guess that's all in perspective anyway. So you're going to take the top foot in your hand and pull it up and back. Sitting up nice and tall. The other hand can support you where you need it. If you want to use both hands here, you can too. So the knee goes underneath the armpit, so you're shooting it back. Yeah. This is a precursor to the old foot behind the head. So if you want to try that and move into it, feel free. I'm not sure that I can do it on this side. I probably can do it on the second. But, yeah. So tucking the shoulder underneath and bringing the leg all the way up and over. It's totally fine if you're like, whoa. Get nice and comfortable with your foot. Gently release it down, take your shoulder out. Let the leg extend. Give it a little shake. Good. So moving now to the second side, taking the left foot into a cradle, either holding on to it with two hands or bringing the foot to the crook of the elbow. Give a little rock from side to side. Then bringing that foot as close to half lotus as you can on this side. Straight leg is active, heel down, toes up. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, coming up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. Let's take the pigeon pose. So moving the ankle down a little closer to the knee. Hands come behind. Stepping the bottom foot up. Moving your hips a little closer to the heel. And if on this side you need more or want more intensity, walk the bottom foot across and come into your double pigeon. If you are folded forward, gently come back up through vertical. Reversing your steps and making your way back into the long leg. Taking bow and arrow pose. Pulling it nice and back. That makes more sense here. This. I think underneath might make a little bit more sense. Yeah. And if you can, try to tuck the shoulder underneath. Do a little peekaboo underneath the heel.
Gently releasing from there, sliding the shoulder out and helping the leg down. Give a little shake. All right, bringing the bottoms of the feet together for bound angle pose. Sliding the thumbs underneath the balls of the feet, fingers along the pinky edge, open the feet up like a book. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, open the elbows and fold forward. Inhaling, coming up through center. Exhale, gently close the legs. Give a little rock from side to side. Coming back through center, go ahead and scooch forward on your mats. And we'll roll down to lay flat. Once you're down, walk your heels a little closer to your sit bones, arms by your sides. Take a nice deep breath. I'm bringing over a strap for everyone. So I'm going to play with these a little bit. But first, bridge pose. We're making sure that there's a little bit of space between the feet. On your inhale, tuck the pelvis, roll up onto your shoulders. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath. Interlace the fingers, or just simply press them down into the mat. You're looking to move your chest towards the chin. Make sure all edges of both feet are rooted down into the mat. On your exhale, release the hands, untuck the shoulders, and roll down. Staying here for a nice full breath or two. Breathing to the lower belly, lower back. If you'd like to go through wheel pose, bringing the hands by the ears and taking your back bend that way, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I will talk through bridge. Moving now into round two, pressing through the feet. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, and roll up onto your shoulders. Once you're up there, tuck the shoulders underneath, interlace the fingers. Chest to the chin. Nice steady breath. From here, gently release the hands, untuck the shoulders, and roll down. Taking a few breaths here before you move the legs. So now offering to you a shoulder stand. If you'd like to move into shoulder stand, please feel free. If you're not into it today, it's totally fine. You can just dangle the legs in the air, or you can take happy baby. Once you're in your shoulder stand, make sure that you tuck those shoulder blades underneath so that the weight is off of your spine. Finding the best straight line that you can through the hips. So engaging the abdominals, engaging the glutes a little bit. Toes are straight up in the air. Gently move the feet into plow pose, floating them over your head. Knees can bend if they need to. Hands release down to the mat. You can interlace the fingers if they reach. From here, release the hands if they're interlaced. Press down into the mat,
or hold the edges of the mat itself, and control your descent, rolling down one bone at a time. Once your tail is down, hug the knees to the chest. You could take a mini shavasana here, or fish pose if you know it and love it. If you're in fish pose, take one more breath. And inhale the chin to the chest and gently roll down. Bring your legs so that the knees are pointing up, feet are flat. And go ahead and grab your strap. We're going to take the strap and wrap it around the ball of the right foot. And then gently extend the leg up into the air, holding on to either end with your hands. Now be careful here, we don't want the shoulders to creep up off the mat. Try to root them down and back so the chest is still nice and open. Essentially the leg hangs off the strap and so do the arms. Looking for a nice stretch through the hamstring, the back of the knee. With the pelvis connected to the mat. So you don't want the tail to start creeping upwards. It's not important how close the leg comes to your face. What's important is what you feel behind the leg. From here, the bottom foot, flex it so the heel is connected, and then slide the leg long underneath you. Keeping energy in that bottom leg so the toes stay pointing to the ceiling. From here, bring both ends of the strap into your right hand. Left hand comes out to your side to a T, and this is a counterbalance for you. From here, let the leg open up to the right, keeping both hip bones pointing to the ceiling. You can bend the elbow here for a little bit of a kickstand if you need to, the right elbow. Getting a nice inner thigh stretch. Again, trying to keep the hips pointing to the ceiling. It's not important if the leg touches the ground. If it does, then either you have 180-degree rotation in your hips, or you're letting the left hip come off the mat. You may feel this in your hamstring as well. It really targets the inner thigh. On your inhale, bring the leg back up through center. Switch hands on the strap. So now both ends are in the left hand. Right arm comes out to your side. We're targeting the IT band here. We're not going for a spinal twist. So again, keep the hips flat on the mat and let the leg cross your center line. You may feel this more in the hip or the glute than the IT band at first. And if you feel it in your hamstring, then the leg is probably a little bit too high and not targeting the IT. On your inhale, come back up through center. Bend both legs into the chest. Switch feet in the strap. Bring your right foot flat onto the mat. Finding a nice extension in the left leg. Hamstring behind the knee, maybe the calf muscle. Again, arms dangle off the strap. Strap dangles off the foot. Shoulders connected to your mat. From here, flex the bottom foot, your right foot, and slide the heel down long underneath you. Keeping energy in that leg so the heel is still connected. Toes up. Bring both ends of the strap now into the left hand, right arm out to your side to a T. Let the leg open up to the left, keeping the hips square. On your inhale, bring it back up through center. Switch your hands on the strap. Left arm out to your side. Keeping the hips square again, moving to the IT band so the leg crosses your center line. Sometimes in this position, you have to lower the heel a little bit to find it. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, bend both knees into your chest and release the strap out to the side. Hug the legs in, give a little rock from side to side. From here, let's move into happy baby. So keep the knees wide so they're almost underneath your armpits. Then extend the lower legs so the feet are flat as if you're standing on the ceiling. Arms come to the inside. Come to the inside of the legs and hold on to the ankles, shin bones, feet, or toes. Be mindful here that your head is supported either by the mat or if you want to slide a block underneath, feel free. You can give a little rock from side to side here as well. If you are rocking, come back to center. Keep holding on to the feet, but bring the bottoms of the feet together and the heels slide down towards your sit bones. Legs are still floating, knees are wide. Head rests back. This allows the pelvic floor to relax, meaning all the organs get to relax. Arms and legs hang off of one another. Let the ankles release a little bit. There is no perfect shape here. And then from here, release your hands off your feet, reclined bound angle pose. So leave the legs in their butterfly position and let the pinky edges touch down to the mat. Hands can rest wherever you'd like them to go, whatever makes sense for you. Take a moment and check in with how you're feeling. We started practice in this very same position, although we were supported by blocks. Check in with the body, with your emotions, and with your energy. On your own time, when you feel ready, make your way into Shavasana. Make any adjustments you need to for your Shavasana. Since you have two blocks with you, if you'd like to slide them underneath your knees for a little extra lower back release, feel free to do so. Allow your eyes to close and take rest.
Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles, waking up the arms and the legs. Extend the arms up by your ears and give yourself a nice long stretch from fingers to toes. Hug your knees in towards your chest and gently rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side, resting here in fetal position. Use your right arm as a pillow for your head. Gently press yourself up to a seated position, eyes closed and hands pressed at your heart. Take a few moments of gratitude, whatever that might be for you today. But always be grateful for each breath that we take. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you liked the class, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And be sure to click the bell for email notifications when new videos are released. Let me know how you felt after doing this practice in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have a request for a specific focus or tutorial, please ask in the comments below. Please share this video if you know someone who might enjoy it. Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.